Okay, we're going to talk about learning target number 4.0, solving by substitution. Okay, in this first example, we have y equals this and y equals this. So notice y is equal to this pink stuff and y is equal to this pink stuff. So since it's y equals, this is one of the easiest scenarios we have. We're basically going to say this pink stuff here is equal to this other pink stuff here. Since they're both equal to y, they're both equal to the same thing. Hit pause and replay if you want to hear that again. So we have 3x minus 8 equals negative 2x minus 3. The biggest mistake students are making is they're not copying it down correctly with this. They might be missing a sign or something. So be careful when you copy it down that you are very careful copying it exactly with the correct signs. Okay, so now we want to get the x over to one side, so I'm going to put plus 2x here and plus 2x here. That's going to make that go away. And so now 3x plus 2x, that's going to give me 5x minus 8 equals negative 3. Okay, and so now to get rid of this negative 8 over here, I'm going to put plus 8 on both sides of the equal sign, okay, to make that go away. And now I've got 5x equals, and the negative 3 plus 8 gives me 5. And then our final step to solve for x is we have to divide both sides here by 5. Okay, and then we get x equals 1. Okay, so now that we have, that's our first part of the problem. Now we need to rewrite one of these equations. It doesn't matter which one. Y equals 3x minus 8 is one I'm going to write. And what I'm going to do is, instead of writing x, I'm going to replace the x with 1. So now we're going to write y equals 3 times 1 minus 8. Okay, so all I did was I substituted the x with the 1. Okay, and so now I've got y equals 3 minus 8, and 3 minus 8 is going to give me negative 5. So my answer, my solution is 1 comma negative 5. Okay, hit pause to copy this down. Okay, number 2, let's do this. So slightly different situation. We know y is equal to this stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the second equation. The second equation is 4x minus 2y equals 2, right? But instead of writing y, we're now going to substitute it with the pink circle, because the pink circle equals y, doesn't it? Y is the pink circle. So I'm going to substitute y with negative 2x plus 11. So here we go. So instead of writing y, I'm going to write negative 2x plus 11. So all I did was just rewrite this equation, but I'm going to replace y with that. Okay, so now I'm going to have to do distributive property with the negative 2 times that and the negative 2 times that. So now I've got 4x, negative 2 times negative 2x gives me plus 4x, and negative 2 times 11 gives me minus 22. Okay, so I just distributed property with the negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2x gives me negative 4, positive 4. Negative 2 times positive 11 gives me negative 22. And then on the same side of the equal sign, I've got the 4x's, so that adds up to 8x minus 22 equals 2. And now I'm going to add 22 on both sides of the equal sign to make that go away. And then I've got 8x equals 24. And then My final step is I'm going to divide both sides by 8. Okay? And 24 divided by 8 gives me 3. So now I know that x equals 3. Okay? And then now that I know x is 3, I'm going to go back and use that top equation. The top equation is y equals negative 2x plus 11. So y equals negative 2x plus 11. And I'm going to substitute x with 3. And so now I've got y equals negative 2 times, like I said, instead of x, I'm now writing a 3. Okay? So negative 2 times 3 gives me negative 6 plus 11, so I get y equals 5. So my solution is 3, 5. So if you want, on YouTube, you can change the speed. You can play it so I can talk in slow motion, or you could play it twice as fast so you can hear me talk really fast. You can change the speed of my teaching for what works best for you. You can also hit pause if you need to. All right, let's do the next problem. Okay. So, just like before, we know y is equal to this stuff here. So I'm going to rewrite the first equation, but I'm going to replace y with this. So let's just rewrite the first equation. 2x minus y equals negative 8. Okay, and then instead of y, I'm going to write 2x minus 5x plus 14 equals negative 8. Like I said, instead of writing y, I just wrote this thing here, because y is equal to the pink thing. Okay, distributive property with the negative sign. Then I get 2x minus 5x minus 14 equals negative 8. Okay, the biggest mistakes people are making are with the sign. A lot of people were writing plus 14 instead of minus 14, because we have this negative times the 14 to give me negative 14. Okay, so now I'm going to combine the 2x minus 5x. That's going to give me negative 3x. Okay, and now I'm going to put plus 14 on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, and then I've got negative 3x equals negative 8, and plus 14 is 6. And then my final step, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. And then I get x is negative 2. Okay, and now I'm going to use this second equation here, y equals 5x plus 14. Remember, I said hit pause if you need more time. Okay, now I'm going to replace x with the negative 2. And so I'm going to have y equals 5 times negative 2 plus 14. Okay, so then I get y equals negative 10 plus 14, so y equals 4. So my solution is negative 2, 4. Okay. Hit pause if you need more time to copy this down. Okay, so next, a little trickier, y is equal to all of this stuff, right? So I'm going to rewrite this second equation, but I'm going to replace y with the pink circle. So now I've got 10 x plus 12 stuff equals negative 60. So instead of writing y, I'm going to write 5 over 6 x plus 25. Okay. So distributive property. So, okay, so people were having trouble with this step here. And so let's talk about this. So, what I have to do here is I'm going to do the 12 times 5 and then divide by 6. And then that's going to get me 10. 10x. 12 times the 5 and then divided by 6. Okay. And then here I have 12 times 25 and then I get 300. Okay. Equals negative 60. You might want to hit rewind it to see that again if you had any trouble with that. Okay. Now I've got 10x plus 10x, that's going to give me 20x plus 300 equals negative 60. Okay, let's subtract 300 on both sides. And then I got 20x equals negative 360. And now I'm going to have negative 360 divided by 20 and then we get negative 18. Okay. And now I have y equals, I'm going to take one of this top equation, 5/6 x plus 25, and I'm going to replace the x with negative 18. So now I've got y equals 5 over 6 times negative 18 plus 25. So 5 times negative 18 divided by 6, and that's going to give me negative 15. So y equals negative 15 plus 25. And negative 15 plus 25, I get y equals 10. So my final solution is negative 18, comma 10. Okay, if you need help with one of these questions, watch the video again. I hope this is helpful.